Hey guys, Crewman here, and today I find myself just looking at the crypto market, seeing how coins are doing. One disclaimer before I go any further: this is not financial advice. This is my personal opinion, and if you follow it, there's a good chance you could go right off a cliff with me. So follow my advice at your own risk. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a qualified crypto analysis. I am a dude who bought a bunch of GPUs, put them in a shed, and started mining them. So with that said, let's keep going. And when I do this, I usually start looking at yields and seeing how yields change. And I noticed something pretty interesting. So I was looking at ironfish, right? And the price is holding just fine. I mean, it fluctuates a little bit, but we're up about 1%, 7 days, and 97% over the last 30 days, and 111% over the last 90 days, right? Which is good. Everything's pumping, everything's good. You look at yield of all the other coins, they're all down as everybody's GPU mining everything because everything's profitable. But iron is interesting. If you look at the yield for iron, it's actually going down. Like if we look at the 1 month chart, if we look at like the 3 month chart, it went up for a little bit in November, like a big farm jumped on and then jumped off. The yield is actually as low as it's ever been. And that's kind of mind-boggling. Long story short, I have one rig that's dual mining iron and conflux, and more on that later. And the yield actually went up. I was getting about 0.8 ironfish, and now I'm getting 1.6 ironfish. Now I know ironfish kind of ate the big one on everybody, right? We all know that it was the darling of the town for a while. Everybody made videos on it, including myself. You couldn't go anywhere without finding ironfish videos. Everywhere you looked, people were making them. There's one of me. Looks like I was a little early on that one. And we all know what happened with the price. It started at $20, and then it basically just tanked from there. And it went down to about 50 cents, it looks like, at the very lowest. Now, me personally, I lost a few $100s on it in the beginning. I thought with all the hype that it would be the highest it's ever, the yield would be the highest it would ever be, because it would just go through the roof after that. And how things have changed. I lost, I think, 4 days of mining on it. But when it hit about 50 cents, I figured, why not throw another rig on it? What is the harm? If we look at when it first started, the hash rate tanked from about 3 petahash. It ended up down to about 1.3 petahash-ish when I started mining it. I think I started probably around like September, where it was about 1 petahash. So it dropped by a third. Obviously, the price dropped more than that. And then something interesting happened, right? The price of ironfish, went nuts. And when I mean nuts, like it went nuts, like everything else went nuts. It went from 50 cents to $1. I think it was like $1.65 at one point. And now it's settled down to $1.50, and the hash rate didn't really change. You can't really beat that. I mean, my bag that I mined went up in value, and like I said, the yield went up. That doesn't usually happen. And for people who are like, well, I mined iron once, why would I do it again? Well, there's a few reasons, in my opinion, that you should mine it again. Now, none of this is financial advice. I'm just kind of reporting on something that I noticed and that I find interesting. And look, it could be a flop, or it could be, maybe it could be the next big coin that everybody's making money on. So let me explain the reasons why. The first thing is, as a lot of people made videos on, I actually didn't make any, but ironfish is getting an algorithm change, which means that once it gets a change, you can be one of the first people to mine the new ironfish. So that means for a little bit of time, the hash rate will drop to 0, and then as you get on it, the first 24, 48 hours, there could be a mining bonanza on it, which means the price could go through the roof if people are trying to pump it, or the price could tank. The point is, it generates excitement. And excitement usually means price action of some kind. Is it good price action? Is it bad? We don't know. But, if you throw a rig or two on it, what's the harm in it? The second thing that I found really interesting, when ironfish first released, right? I'm just pulling up an article on Yahoo Finance to prove, to back what I'm saying, and I'll link this down below. They had about 32.9 million in venture capital funding. So essentially, the VCs gave the project money, and the project gave them tokens, which then were locked and couldn't be withdrawn until a certain period of time. So I went and looked up the next round of token unlocks, and I found out that it's 4 months and 18 days away. Now, how much of that can be unlocked? It looks like 3% of the total supply. But the point is I feel like there is still 63% of ironfish unlocked. And I would think that none of these venture capitalists want to lose money. So maybe they buy ironfish on the way up, they pump the price up, and then when it's time for them to unlock, they dump it and they get out. So what does that mean? That means that maybe if we get on it, us miners, and we hold the bag, as you see the price start to go up, maybe you just dump and you make some quick extra money. I'm not talking about this in terms of whether you believe in the project or not. I'm just talking about this in the sense that there are some events that we can see that are coming that maybe will affect the price action of iron, that maybe make it worth mining ironfish. Now, going to my favorite miner, Rigel Miner, one of the cool things is that if you look at the README, it talks about the algorithms that you can dual mine or triple mine with ZIL. You can dual mine ironfish with autolycos or ironfish with octopus, which is pretty sweet. If we go to Conflux, Conflux is down a little bit, but overall it's up, and I really like Conflux because if you look at the network hash rate, it's just falling off a cliff because it's not going up in price like everything else. So I think this is a great coin to maybe spec mine. It's not like a super degenerate meme coin. Now I feel like all coins have their own level of degeneracy, but the point is the hash rate is really down, and this is an ASIC resistant coin. So maybe it's something that's worth putting a rig on. Like I said, I have a bag of Conflux, and I like the project, and I am dual mining it with ironfish, or triple mining it with ZIL. But another one that you can do is Ergo. Ergo's price action has been holding pretty steadily. It's been, if we look at the last 30 days, it's kind of been floating, but it's gone up. Obviously, it's in the red right now. But the thing that's big for me is the network hash rate just keeps going down. If we look at the last month, November 13th, it was at 22 terahash. And now we're at 14 terahash. So it just keeps going down, which is not a bad thing. And Ergonauts, they're crazy. They believe in Ergo. And Ergo's got a lot of good things going for it in terms of a project. And I certainly don't think it's a bad thing to triple mine with iron. So, when you're putting your rigs on iron, you're not even risking that much. You're risking half of what your GPUs can do. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. This is just a long-winded explanation of why I think you should mine ironfish and why I'm probably going to move a few more rigs to it. Everything is profitable right now. So this is, in my opinion, one of the best times where you take one or two rigs and you just throw them on something. I have a rig on Carlson. I'm going to admit it. I'm just doing it right now because why not? Worst case scenario, I lose a day or two of mining. It sits in a wallet and who knows what happens. I did the same with Pepe Proof of Work, and the bag ended up tripling, and I sold it and covered a day's worth of mining. Well, actually, I covered 3 days worth of mining on it. So, I figured why not? It can't hurt. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope this video was helpful. Croup Man out.